What will be our legacy? What will our children say? Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings I received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I give my best to you. Each generation, from the plains to distant shores, with the gifts that they were given, were determined to leave more. Valiant battles fought together, acts of conscience for the Lord. These are the seeds from which America has grown. Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings I received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I give my best to you. For those who think they have nothing to share, who fear in their hearts there is no hero there, know that quiet acts of dignity are that which fortifies the soul of a nation that never dies. Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings I received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, 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 I gave my best to you.
I wish to thank everybody for being here today. This Memorial Day remembrance has always been something special to me. I want to thank you all for being here. I wish to thank Dora Adams-Smith, the Hampshire Regional. I hope I got that right. I don't wish to make any mistakes, but it's going to happen. Anyways, the ceremony is about to start. I'm going to have the color guard come in with all the people behind it. So, gentlemen, forward, march. Please rise. guard. Parade rest.
Good morning, everybody. It's great that everybody gathered today in spite of the threatening weather to celebrate Memorial Day. My name is Jerry Paquette. I am the Veteran Services Agent for Southampton. So quickly, I'd just like to, again, welcome you. We're going to have a really nice event this morning. In the event of an emergency or something should happen, just either go out the way you came in, and then out this hallway here, there's exits behind me on either door out the front, okay? Also, if you could, your cell phones, I know everybody's got a lot going on, but I won't ask you to shut them off, but if you could at least just put them on vibrate. There's bathrooms, ladies' rooms, and men's rooms outside this hall. And that's also, after the event, come see me if there's any veteran or if you know a veteran in need, young people, elderly people, if you have a neighbor, relative. My job is to help veterans and families of veterans. So if you have any questions or anything at all, please come see me after the event, and I can give you one of my cards, and I'll help you out the best I can. All right? Thank you.
At this time, I also wish to thank Kathy Marsh and the Southampton Community Chorus for their beautiful music. They will be singing several more times through this program. Again, the Hampshire Regional Band. We only get you twice a year. I mean, every other year, but you people are so beautiful. Thank you. Memorial Day is always a hard time for me. I have too many friends that are not here anymore. At this time, I'd like to have the Reverend Jenny Valentine do the invocation.
It is wonderful to be here with you all for this occasion that honors lives well lived. The poet Archibald MacLeish writes, "The young dead soldiers do not speak. Nevertheless, they are heard in the still houses. They say, our deaths are not ours, they are yours. They will mean what you make them. They say, whether our lives and our deaths were for peace and a new hope, or for nothing we cannot say. It is you who must say this. They say, we leave you our deaths. Give them their meaning." Let us pray. O God of life and of history, we gather on this occasion for sacred remembrance and a renewal of the Spirit. We remember with a sense of gratitude and humility the thousands upon thousands who have died in this nation's wars and conflicts. We come to renew our resolution to make of their deaths a meaning that shall be for peace and justice, and the birth of a new hope in the earth. Help us to give their deaths such a meaning by recalling that they died to give birth to a new nation, to preserve the Union from internal dissolution and the evil of slavery, and to save a free and democratic way of life. We are truly the benefactors of what others have sacrificed on our behalf. May we remember this day the dead not only of our nation's wars, but also of all wars in all lands where men, women, and children have lost their lives to the harsh and bitter cruelty of human combat. In our remembrance, may we keep a broad and true patriotism, not an overbearing pride. May our generous patriotism reach out to the human family on every continent and shore. May we come to love the earth and your whole creation of love and justice, with a zeal equal to and surpassing our love of country. Make us more compassionate, loving, and forgiving as we call to mind the tragic deaths wrought by so many wars in so many lands that our hearts cannot contain them for fear of breaking. Remember in your mercy, O God, our war dead, and the war dead of all peoples in all nations wheresoever they reside. May the day come upon the earth when no more war dead need any longer be added to the rolls of those recollected in the living memory of the people. May that day come with the blessings of life abundant for all your children under the sun. Only then shall we be truly able to say that we have given to the deaths of our brave young soldiers and sailors, airmen and marines, the meaning they cry out for. Shalom, Pacham, Om Shanti. Let peace come in 1,000 tongues and a myriad of languages. Amen.
At this time, I'd like the Hampshire Regional Band to please present us with some music. And also, after that, we will do a salute to the flag and a pledge of allegiance. Color guard. 10, cut. Present arms. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. At this time, color guard will post as every year, the two gentlemen here are known as the Matson brothers. They do our flags for our Legion people, along with the 25th Continental Army, their rifle squad. There are not too many of us old veterans can do anything more, so we get some older veterans to help us. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you all. At this time, I'd like to introduce William E. Norris children under the direction of Carol Barker.
If there's anybody out in the audience that wants to join us, come on out. We'll welcome you guys singing.
Charlie.
Yeah, let's go right front. Why not? Good idea.
Sing.
All right, right here, guys. All right, everybody, high on tonight. Very nice there, guys. Great night. Keep going. You're doing hard. Okay, guys. Good work, guys. Are you ready? All right, here we got some smiles on. All right, the first one we're going to do is My Country Tis of Thee, right? My country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. Nice work, guys, nice work. All right, next. I have one more for you. It's This Land Is Your Land. Everybody ready? Nice smiles on. Here we go. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking that rhythm highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. All right, yes, now one more time. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Nice work, guys. At this time, it's my privilege to introduce one of our
great citizens of Southampton, Lieutenant General Scott Rice.
Hey, welcome. Do you know that for a minute there, I thought Richard said he was part of the 25th Continental Army? You know, I don't think he looks a day over 242, do you? Well done. Well done. One thing we like to say in the Air Force is the key to air power is flexibility, or flexibility is the key to air power. So please join me in a round of applause for Jackie Sears to be the ultimate flexible host and organizer and getting us all inside. I think what we need next year is in case we have rain, get the Shriners here. They can run around in their cars inside here and follow the parade. It was great to see everyone in uniform that has a part and a role to play in our greatest asset we have, our community, to walk through here with the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, the police department, fire department. Everyone in uniform service has a role to play to make this place great, safe, and honorable for all of us. So there's one thing I really like about Memorial Day, and it's the fact it brings something home to me that is very dear to me, and that's my family and my community. Nancy and I have lived here since the early 90s in this community, and this community has embraced us. Our kids has allowed us to flourish and grow. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, we're now down in Washington, D.C. for a few years, but we'll be back. We still have our place here. And it's great when I get that call from Jackie about a month out and says, "What do you think? What are you doing?" And I said, "I'll be there. I'll be here for something that is very, very special to me." But you know, it started a long time ago, back actually in the Civil War. And there was a time and place when it wasn't memorial, it wasn't remembrance. It was decoration. And I thought, decoration. When I think of decoration, I don't think of Memorial Day. But it was a term used back in the Civil War to go and decorate those graves of, for us in America, one of the most costly wars we've ever had. More Americans died in that war than any other war. In fact, more Americans died in the Civil War than all of our other wars since then added up. That's pretty significant. That's a pretty significant time for us. And this spirit of decorating and honoring those that have selflessly served our country, our nation, our community, and each one of us is very important. It wasn't until the 70s that they finally put it into law to say, this is Memorial Day. This is a day, the last Monday of May, for us to reflect, to look around and as Richard so eloquently said, it's hard. It's a hard day to think of the loss. But also, it's a special day because you think of the gain that we're all here today, that we can do this for ourselves, our friends, our neighbors, and most importantly, for our kids and their future. That we can do this, that we can remember things like, I look back and past, my mother served as an Army nurse in World War II. I remember things like Frank Conant, and that he was part of our community, he served. As crazy and as wild, but as inspirational as he is, Ed Baruch, and what he did for us from World War II and Pearl Harbor. Those are pretty special. Do you know my father-in-law served during the Cuban Missile Crisis? I remember that. And now, with great honor and pride, I'm watching my son flourish in the military as well, in his service. So this service that we have for each other is something in the heart and soul that we all have in uniform service. And I don't care whether it's military, police, fire, emergency service, we all have it. We all have this just insatiable desire to help other people and do what's right and do what we can bring forward to all of us to make this special, this time special, this community special. I really like some of the words that Reverend Valentine said. She said, it's not about the pride we have in patriotism, but it's the patriotism we have without pride. To stand up and say, we will export this freedom that we know and we hold so dear throughout the world. So thank you very much for those words, Reverend. That was inspirational in what you said. And I really want to thank everyone to be a part of this, because it's pretty moving for me personally, and as I said, for Nancy and I. Dory Adam Smith, where are you? I didn't see you standing. Where are you here? There she is. She's in the back. Please join me as well with a round of applause. We really have some great jewels and assets in our community. Dory, you're a wonderful person, and I really thank you for hurting. What's that? Dara. I thank you for herding all these cats and getting them all here in one place at one time. As I told about Jackie, flexibility is the key to success sometimes, and very well done. But I also like to thank Carol Barkham for leading all those little cats up here and getting them up here, Carol, as well as you, Kathy Marks, for getting them here. So thank you very much. And I think this nation of ours, and our state and our community, pour a lot of physical and actual and community resources into our veterans. Jerry Parquette stood up here and said he was the Veteran Service Agent for Southampton. That's something, as I look around the country, that's unique to Massachusetts. Massachusetts has been known to provide more veteran services to our veterans, to those who have served, than any other state in the nation. I'm telling you, I have been around our country. I have been to 54 states, territories, and even the District of Columbia, and no one compares to Massachusetts, what we pour as far as resources into our veterans. It's really impressive to be here in this state and this time. And one of the things they really do well in Massachusetts is they put a veteran service agent in every community in the state. Though we have 350 plus towns in our state, we have over 275 veteran service agents that are serving. And what they do is nothing more than listen, than talk, and connect the dots to you and all of these benefits our great nation has to provide. That's a pretty unique thing that is very special. So I do recommend and I endorse with high regards Jerry Parquette and all that he's doing for us in our community. And in a few short years, once I start catching up to Richard's 242 years, I'll be joining you in line to say, help me with my veteran services as we go together. Each of us in our service has a creed. I'd like to close this talk today, from my point of view, with something that really wraps it all together. Everything I talked about, all these people, all of our community, and all those things that make Memorial Day so special. I want to end with the Airman's Creed. The Airman's Creed tells you something about me, tells me something about uniformed service in the U.S. military. All services have a creed. They're all relatively similar, but they say one thing, and one thing that is very, very important. They will never leave anyone behind. So here it goes. The Airman's Creed. I am an American airman. I am a warrior. I have answered my nation's call. I am an American airman. My mission is to fly, fight, and win. I am faithful to a proud heritage, a tradition of honor, and a legacy of valor. I am an American airman. guardian of freedom and justice, my nation's sword and shield, its sentry and avenger. I defend my country with my life. I am an American airman. Wingman, leader, warrior. I will never leave an airman behind. I will never falter. I will never fail. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to have the Massachusetts Regiment Firing Squad do the firing of their volley, and followed by taps provided by the Hampshire Regional Band. Color guard, change hut, present arms. Order, arms. Color guard, great rest. I don't know if you heard it, but the firing did go off. At this time, I'd like to introduce Carol Barton, who will sing for us, "I'm Proud to Be an American."
If tomorrow all the things were gone I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my family by my side, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. I'm proud to be an American, well at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, for at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this man. God bless the USA. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land, the USA.
And this is Alyssa Barham, and she's going to sing I Pledge Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wow, that's something special. At this time, I'd like to introduce Jackie Sears.
Good morning. Thank you so much for coming. We're so honored that you're here. It has been an honor to work with so many good people in Southampton who give their heart and soul to our brave veterans every year so that the Memorial Day ceremony happens. Reassuring our veterans how much we love and care for them, for their sacrifices in serving our country. I would also especially like to thank Lieutenant General Scott Rice for coming this year. And retired Commander Richard LeClaire and his wife Nancy. They have helped me immensely over the years. One of these years I'm just going to say, okay, I got it. You don't have to check everything. But anyways, I'd also like to thank Air Force Technical Sergeant Jerry Paquette, our veterans agent, as you know, for the good things he does for our veterans year after year. David and Ruth Bernier, Kathy Marks, Janine Domina, Bob Fletcher, Diane Scott, Bob and Carol Bartham, Dara Adams Smith, and all the emergency responders who keep us safe, and the many people that get involved in the parade too. I'd also like to thank the Democratic and Republican committees for buying the flowers for the veterans in the cemetery. And finally, I'd like to introduce Josh Gavan, who will sing the heart-wrenching song, War at Home.
Fallen brother, he's a fallen husband, he's about to be woken in his hospital bed. He doesn't want to rest, he just wants to run, and he's tired of being told that he's the lucky one. She's a newborn leader, but you should see her when her daughter's on the phone. And she wipes the tears away, and she laces up because there's still hell to pay. And it sure feels like hell today. Today, and she says, you see these hands that are bruised and brown, they're yours alone. Hold on, love, we're still going down. Hold on, love, we're still fighting at home. The war at home. Innocence behind his broken expression. He's a child of mercy. He's our unlearned lesson. And he's trying to wake up from this wilderness his world has now become. He's reaching out to those he's running from. And he says, you see these hands that are bruised and brown, they're yours alone. Hold on now, we're still going down. Hold on now, we're still fighting, and it's one step forward, 2 steps back. This is all who are marching. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. This is young and old. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Through the void of the silence, you are not alone. You see these hands, they're million strong. They are yours now. Hold on now, we're all going down. Hold on now, we're all fighting at home. The war at
Well, at this point, Robert, any luck? She's here. Ah, at this point, then we have our Citizen of the Year. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen or not. As it has been a long practice of the town's citizens and organization to forward nominations for Citizen of the Year to the American Legion Post 168 Southampton. forms these nominations, a person is chosen from these nominations, a person is chosen to receive this award. It is customary that the nominee be accompanied by a letter listing the accomplishments that caused this person to be nominated. This year's nomination is Barbara LaFlamme. Please come forward. Gentlemen, please come forward. Did we surprise you? Did my job. A Southampton native, Mrs. LaFlamme has been active in workings of the town for nearly all her life. Her list of offerings to it has long been memorable. Among these are the Board of Assessors, Finance Committee, Select Board. She also represents the Master Plan. The town was represented at the Committee for Community Preservation in the early days. She has been a valued member of the clubs of social and other social. At this time, this is a copy. This is the plaque that we present the Citizen of the Year. To you, Barbara LaFlamme, from the members of the Southampton community, we honor you.
Thank you so much. Being a citizen of Southampton makes it so easy. There are so many people that pitch in on committees and boards and give up their time that don't get recognized. So I'm going to convey my appreciation to all of the people who sit on boards and try to remember the people that were my teachers when I was a youngster. People in Southampton have always been very good and generous and supportive of me. So it's a pleasure and an honor, and I thank you very much.
Each year, it has always been a trying to find someone. This year was no problem. You're the special person.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
At this time, I'd like to call up the Reverend Ginny Valentine for a closing prayer.
Judaism offers this wisdom. We do best homage to our dead when we live our lives most fully. For each of our lives is worth the life of the whole world. May you go to live into the world to live fully. May your filled life give meaning to the lives lost. And may we be inspired to live such lives that lives lost to violence and fighting is only history. May the truth that makes us free, the hope that never dies, and the hope that casts out fear lead us forward together. The peace of God that passes all understanding, that peace which the world can neither give nor take away, abide with you to bless you this day and always. Amen.
close another Memorial Day service and remembrance. I have to add a little post note to all of this. The flowers in the cemetery are going to be put out by the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Brownies, whatever, the young people. Anybody that wants to join them after the ceremony are more than welcome. At this time, I have a slight sadness. I'm stepping down as commander of the American Legion. It's time for somebody a little bit younger to step up, since I'm 240.
Hip, hip, hurrah!
So, this time, next year, there'll be another gentleman. I will be here, I will help out and everything. I cannot give up. But as a commander of the Legion, there will be another person. And I wish them all the best. At this time, color guard. Attention. I want you to go forward. Watch your flag. I wish to everybody to stand at attention until after the color guard leaves the auditorium. Forward, march.
Bye.